Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the World Stage Arts Education and Performance Gallery, dedicated to seeking light through sound. Enjoy the show.
Good evening. This is Dr. Michael Datcher, and welcome once again to the World Stage. Tonight, we ask you to stand with us on this extremely important program. Poets and jazz musicians stand united against racism. You may hear tonight some improvisation, some provocation, but zero hesitation. Thank you for being with us tonight. On behalf of our director, Dwight Tribble, we want to encourage you to donate to the World Stage and support arts and education in Los Angeles. Support those who are creating magic and spreading and seeking light through sound. Tonight's lineup of artists is really an all-star cast. Behind me, we have Durf Redclaw on percussion. We have on bass, Michael Avidrez. And on piano, we have Hiro Morozoni. The poets tonight including myself, Michael Datcher, A.K. TONEY, behind me with the Superfly hat, Superfly shoes, and an extra measure of Superfly juice. To my right, we have JAHA, ZAINABU, who's so dope. At times she goes by just JAHA, and we all know who they're talking about when her name is spoken. And to her right, we call him the show closer. His name is Paul Calderon, colleague, friend, spectacular poet. Tonight is going to be a round robin poetry presentation where each poet reads one poem and the next poet will read their poem. In lieu of introductions or bios, we've chosen an option of each poet simply saying their name and offering the name of a poet or an activist who's inspired them. And I'll be going tonight, so I will start. Again, I'm Dr. Michael Datcher, and a poet who's really inspired me, really impacted my life in a tremendous way was a poet named June Jordan, whose life, commitment to justice and excellence today even still rocks me to my core. Thank you for joining us tonight. As a quick note, we are also on a campaign to turn to co-name Crenshaw Boulevard, Malcolm X Boulevard. And I dedicate this entire reading tonight to the memory and the inspirational legacy of Malcolm X, whose birthday, as we know, was just a few days ago. Welcome, and let's get the show started. My first poem is called Black History. If you're in your living room, please feel free to stand with us or just sway side to side if that will make you feel all right. Black history. Black history. History is political. In politics is power. That's why the black people have to holler so loud, justice! Because when they call from the history of the past, those who try to go first, cut first in line, go straight to the head of the class. We call 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, mama, you and me, mama, you and me, 1, 2, 3. Can the real history stand up? They say that know thyself is a Delphic principle that the Greeks taught the black folks how to go inside and know the God inside thyself. That's a lie. Oh, how they lie when they try to fly to the sky. Oh, how they lie when they try to fly to the sky. Oh, how they lie when they deny I was here first. Know the history like it's the thirst that can't be quenched. Know your first name, which is God. At times we call it JAHA. This is how we speak of our history, knowing that it's made every day. Poets to my right, Durf to my back. This is how we counterattack with knowledge, wisdom, and a cajon going boom bap, boom bap. Yes, To my far right, a brother who goes so far back in his own history that he brings up the past like it's yesterday, a whisper on the breath of Yahweh. His name is Paul. He closes all shows because he knows what you know, which is that if you don't close, ain't no show. History is what it's all about today. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to stand up or lean back. Lean back. Lean back. But always, always, always counterattack.
Counterattack. Lean back.
Dr. Michael. Going in. So, a writer who inspires me is Toni Morrison. So Michael said with no hesitation, so I'm just gonna jump in. We be a holy people. We turn words into flesh, fists and feet, and bricks into new beginnings, prayers into poems, the alchemists we are. We be renaming streets, be setting it off, be getting it poppin' by any means necessary. We deserve freedom. Even with all there is to learn and unlearn about being free. We be an ancient people. We be a black is beautiful people. We demand to walk freely at our jobs, wearing our big nappy crowns. We demand to own every part of our good bodies. As free people, we write the songs of capture, of suffering, the songs of scars, the songs of children, of happiness too, of joy too, of Africa too, of ancestors and poets, of mathematicians and great scholars, of kings and queens too. We write, we sing, we dance, we play. We taking back our freedom seriously. Freedom to sing the ones we lost. Freedom to sing Emmett, to sing Trayvon and Oscar and Sandra and Brianna, George and Amadou too. We sing the names we don't, we sing the names we know. We sing songs of our sleeping, of our waking up to the smell of coffee like nothing ever happened. Like a white cop didn't just pull me over, said my eye contact made me look suspicious. Because who am I to look a white man in the face? Who am I to be beautiful, to be educated, to be black and free? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I to remember that I built this land, fed white babies from my nipple? Who am I? Who am I? Walking around here claiming the house of God, to know her like I know myself. Who am I? Who am I? Daring to demand respect, snatching the target off my back, my son's back, my niece, my nephew too. Who am I? Who am I? I take a breath. I remember to remember the Almighty knows my name, and one day you will too.
Jaha, thank you. I want to say one of the people that influenced me tremendously, and they're an ancestor right now, Sekou Sundiata. Sekou Sundiata showed me about poetry, and you can take your voice and you can do many things. And one of the things I learned is that you can take rhythm from your voice and play that rhythm. So with that being said, I'm gonna kick this poem. It's called The Race of Racism. Mr. Act on the attack. Mr. Act with the hi-hat on the attack. Mr. Act with the hi-hat on the attack. Mr. Act right on the attack. Mr. Act right with the... Mr. Act right. Mr. Act with the hi-hat on the attack. Mr. Act right on the attack. How do we face the race of racism? What is the face of race from racism? Who is the face of race of racism? How do we face the race of racism? Race is the schism, cataclysm, relativism that became racism. Ethnicity of epidermis began to hurt us. Humane became a holocaust with no cost and no cost too costly. Ignorance of dermatology, arbology, philosophy, perverted liberty. Sovereignty was sold and sunken whole from soul, significant soul. World watched racism, wretched, ragged, ratchet, rough, bringing last breath. How do we face the race of racism? What is the face of race from racism? Who is the face from race of racism? How do we face the race of racism? Knee on neck, light knocking on neck. Justice never flustered when George Floyd saw us. Just us was never just because we all choked up. Skinny is skin when racism resembles cannibalism. Look of hatred from within, looking for a win, transforming into transgressions. What is the face of race from racism? How do we face the race of racism? What is the face of race of racism? How do we face the race of racism? What happens when you face an enemy of alt-right? When you appear black from the fact and the blues feel right? What happens when you any other color than white and the lack of is elite, above and equal? That ain't right. What is the face of race from racism? How do we face the race of racism? New factions of the non-fact from fake news action. Black versus white state, red versus blue state, masked versus unmasked state, vaccinated versus no vaccination state, living versus aware state, awake versus existing state. Worries are way more really than an issue about race. How do we face the race of racism? What is the face of race from racism? Who is the face from race of racism? How do we face the race of racism? Mr. Act Right, Mr. Act with the high hat on the attack, Mr. Act Right on the attack. Mr. Act with the high hat on the attack. Mr. Act Right on the attack. Face me racism, face. Face me racism, face. Face me racism. Face me racism, listen racism. Listen racism, listen.
What's up? My name is Paul Calderon, and one of my most influential poets, I guess, would be Quincy Troupe. With that said, it's hard being folded, licked, creased at corners, bluntly sharp, black to hurt going in and out. It's hard being that dreaded Chicano African, living with soul split like my people, living with soul split like Chicano African. It's hard, y'all. My sword is heavy, but my spirit is light. Light parted down God's spine, blood flooded between two middle riddles for freestyling my life, braided intertwined in her Mayan feather firm shadow, bending prayers from this black body, screaming to shaman chants, pants from beach specs, cactus tombstones. It's hard, y'all, hard. It's hard to take my more third growth and first yin and yang into the red clay of my hand in hand. Y liberar al hurricane en mi corazón porque yo que asumo across the noises de mi cabeza de llámame nigga. Nigga wetback, half-breed, beaner, zebra nigga. Nigga wetback, half-breed, beaner, zebra nigga. What What are you, nigga, huh? Tell me, what are you? It's hard, y'all. Hard to make art out of my double, talk, pains, pulling, go, side, up of my mind, Chicano African, twice removed, twice talk, truth, cross, culture, toss, brain, it's hard, y'all, hard. See, my battle lies between the two. I have to conjure up spirits in equalmente fruity mind. So I'm gonna beat my African drums to my Aztec gods. I'm gonna be my pharaoh and taste my jazz. Live my reggae, y soca, y flamenco, y salsa. I will be that dreaded Chicano African because I am like my people and my people are like me. We are one, Chicano, African, Afrino, and we are hard. We are hard.
Yes. Stretch out. Stretch out, huh? Stretch out. Come. Black art is mystical and necessary. Black art is forever and necessary. Black art is beautiful and necessary. But when budgets are short, black art gets cut like the first rite of spring. They chop the legs, chop the wings, chop the neck of the very thing that brings life to the world. Black art is Durf Redclaw on flute. bebop, hip-hop, Basquiat. Somebody said bebop, hip-hop, Basquiat. It's kind of it's got bebop, hip-hop, Basquiat. It's a holy trinity of black art coming live and direct for your consciousness. But first, you have to fund it. Don't cut the black art before the art has a chance to start in the minds of children. Let the children soar and fly through the flute, through the bass, through the piano, through the poem. If you cut the funding, you lose the form of the black art. Black art, bebop, hip-hop, Basquiat. We need this to breathe, to speak, to work, to go, to breathe, to speak, to work, to twerk. I know black art is necessary.
One of the things that happens when black bodies fall, is there's a countdown to how quickly we're going to be criminalized for falling. So this poem is for Renisha McBride, who in 2013, in the wee hours of the morning, needed help and knocked on a man's door, and his response was to shoot her in the face. If I am shot in the face in the wee hours of the morning, my African and American brown freckled body dragged onto the table, will the doctor cut me open and see that I failed geometry in the 10th grade? Will she lift my guts and know I sexed a man in the back seat of a car? I never married the father of my son. Will I be a sinner? If she finds Merlot, weed brownies, and Trayvon stickers spilled down my blouse, will I be a cunt who deserved to be put out of her misery? If the doctor runs my credit score and finds my rating poor, will it justify my slit throat and teeth gnashed and bloody jaws? Will the doctor see scars from my abortion, know that I was bipolar and overweight and wore a ring in my nose too? What will she say about my penchant for cheese and bread in the middle of the night? Will she peruse my journals, my blogs, and find bad punctuation, words against the government? Will she look for Obama posters under my bed, Oscar Grant petitions on top of my bookcase? This is for Assata, doodled in the margins. Will she turn her smug nose up to the writers on my wall, Baldwin, Morrison, Walker, Shange? Will she decide that the world has had enough of women like me with our fists balled up and hair all kinky? Will she know my dental work and C-section were paid on the county's dime? How her brows will frown. Will movie tickets from 12 Years a Slave be stuffed down my throat? What would she think of me in my Malcolm X shirt and fitted blue jeans? Would she imagine sweat and hate and fire drip down my nose as Solomon is beat with a stick, skin fall from his bone? What would she think of my mother, my father, who taught me no better than to wide hips, thick lips, so black in the night?
Keep that going. In response, just to piggyback off of JAHA, this poem, so it won't happen to any of us, we need to understand something. This is called Grab Your Spear.
Yes.
Grab your spear. Time is near. Grab your spear. Time is near. Grab your spear. Take all you hold dear. Grab your spear, evil cowards are near. Grab your spear, defend all that is dear. Got a spear of truth and an ebony licking stick. You don't want to take that lick. Most time a bruise from a multi-shot. Sometime a one ascension hit. Don't ever take that lick. Don't ever test the griot. Future is never sure, you know. Interrupt the flow. Story, ecclesiastic show. Make your day or end it your way. Keep the lies at bay before a G has his say. They look at your hue. They got another view. Educate, stay awake. Enemy on the take. Plan your due. Grab your spear. Time is near. Grab your spear. Protect all you hold dear. Grab your spear. Evil cowards are near. Grab your spear. Defend all that is dear. They come at you sideways. They come at you sideways by breaking in your crib. Hatred from all ways, like you minus on the list. You stay sane and positive, like trying to live. Expressing your Gnostic to the gift that you give, as if it was last days. Sheep are running for the shade. Take it, if you die, all will be paid. What and who do you owe from the malice bestowed? Don't ever test the griot. Future is not sure, you know. Grab your spear. Time is near. Grab your spear. Take all you hold dear. Grab your spear. Evil cowards are near. Grab your spear. Defend all that is dear.
The Hunted. June 8th, 1969, 11:30 p.m. A poet is snatched from the womb, sentenced to this world, a dimension-layer tomb, and quickly torn from embryonic life, where sound is married to truth like light always comes with days. And at this very young age, they put him into this black rage cage to write this book, page after page, about how his first was a fall into fist of suffering, like pale grapes plucked into darkness of full bellies. And his only crime, we, the jury of the rationally irrational, rational people, find you, Paul Calderon, guilty on one count of wearing the skin you're in. Guilty on one count of backthoughting the unrethinkable ways of the Western public. You've been a bad boy. Your sentence, your paragraph, your life will be this black rage cage. Slowly, he's led to his life. He slipped through seraphic circles where he could see eye to eye with past himself. He's a peasant woman in Chiapa. He's a Sufi trader from east of somewhere carrying frankincense and cowrie shell. He's a Yaqui medicine man married to a desert. He's a shadow of the feet of a half-crazed moon thinking he can play a trumpet. He's a tree deep in the Mississippi, transformed by the Klan into a neck-snapping dragon. And he doesn't know how or who or even if the sage lit the flame or if the flame lit the sage. All he knows is that he's been sentenced into this poem, and this page, darkness is swallowed, a flat dimensional coffin. And in this darkness, he tastes his needs, walks down alleys with it, shoots it into his veins at midnight. The hand of pain is shaken daily because every day is a night and every night a day. It's a heavy black rage cage he's in. The lynching is a constant. Mamas still spit iron into their uterus in their poem he's living. His existence, y'all, his entire being is like one big, never-ending drive-by. But only a white man is driving this car, and the system is hanging out the window doing the shooting, and his people are doing the falling down, down, down. And his only prayer, his only prayer, his only prayer, dear God, please make the hunter the hunted.
We want to bring to the stage the World Stage Executive Director, jazz vocalist extraordinaire, important community leader, friend of the people, man about his business, and a bad man.
Shut your mouth.
Mama, there go that man, Dwight Tribble.
Yeah. Ooh. Ah. Oh, oh, oh. Well. Ah. Well, oh. From the Indians and welcome the pilgrims to the buffalo that once ruled the plains, like the vultures circling beneath the dark clouds, looking for the rain. Yeah, looking for the rain. It's like the cities staggered on the coastline, living in a nation that just can't stand no more. Like the forest buried beneath the highway, never had a chance to grow. Never had a chance to grow. And now it's winter. Yeah. Winter in America. Well, all of the healers have been killed or been betrayed. And now it's winter. Winter in America. All of the healers have been killed or been betrayed. Now the Constitution, a noble piece of paper, free society, died in vain. Oh, democracy's ragtime on the corner. Oh, looking for the rain. Yeah, looking for the rain. Oh, it's robins perched on barren treetops, watching roaches march across the floor, like the peace sign vanished in our dreams. Yeah. to grow, never had a chance to grow. Whoa, now it's winter. Yeah, winter in America. All of the healers have been killed or been betrayed. I said it's winter, oh, winter in America. Yeah, all of the healers have been killed or been betrayed. Hey, hero, tell them about it. Yeah. That's right, that's right, that's right. Well, come on. Yeah, I said it's winter. I said it's winter in America. Oh, all of the healers have been killed or been betrayed. I said, oh, it's winter in America. Yeah, winter in America. Oh, all of the healers. Well, all of the healers. Well, all of the healers. All of the healers. It is winter in America. Winter in America. Winter in America. Oh, winter in America. Yeah, winter in America. Yeah, winter in America. Winter in America. Winter in America. Winter in America. Yeah, yeah.
Come on, man. Stop showing off, bro. That's the white triple. Winter, have mercy. Let's just take a breath on stage. If you're at home, please literally stand with us, united with us against racism. Sometimes opposition begins with unity of the self. So I'll just leave the way with a deep inhalation and exhale. This is our last round of this round robin poetry and jazz extravaganza here on Poets and Jazz Musicians Stand United Against Racism. It does seem appropriate to end this round, at least for me, on the level of spirit, given what Dwight Tribble just did to raise the spirit of the room. There is no audience tonight. Although we are in LA opening up the town, we've decided to, at the world stage, go slow. As the old ones say, go slow, let the spirit have his way, or as I would say, let Jah move. Let the people have their say. So this is Black Spirit. This is Black spirit. God is a Black woman. Ask my mama. I stand before you as a child of God, so you know from whence I've come. They say that the Black people are at the bottom of the barrel, but when you know that the barrel is the universal order, and you know that the barrel is the womb, and you know that the womb is only in the woman who came first, God is a Black woman. Someone told me a story a long time ago. It was my mama. She said, baby, God is a Black woman. Just ask your mama. Watch how I make $1 out of 15 cents. A magician for you all day long. How I make dinner from the worst part of the hog. Though I've long left the hog behind, I've not forgot the lesson of the Black mind. Under pressure, God is a Black woman all day long. When you gather with your family for any holiday, think about those who stood with you first, whose shoulders you stand upon like those climbing the rungs of a ladder towards your divinity. We say God is a Black woman because we know that Black women were here first. Check your bone history. I've got a friend named Lucy deep in a place called Gondar, Ethiopia. Check her address. Get with the best. God is a Black woman. So I ask you to watch the chest, the vest of A.K. TONEY. Climb deep inside it. Let him just massage the history for you. God is a Black woman. Mothers, God is a Black woman. Fathers, God is a Black woman. Children, God is a Black woman. JAHA, you are God amidst us. We honor you, sister. We elevate you, queen. We know who you really are. We see your esteem. We know your power. We feel your love. We know you were first. 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 We know you were first.
I know the world will not slow down no matter how fiercely I stretch my fist to the sun, but I know how to pray. I know I am always praying, no matter my physical position, no matter the words you think you hear, I am always in conversation with spirit. See, we converse like two old women on a Mississippi wooden porch, chipped paint, headscarves, sweet tea, dogs barking at strangers, flies at our feet. I know God like that, don't you? I will take my last breath one day. This is not an if. But before I do, I want to tell these stories so shut up in my bones, I drag around like wet towels, sopping up tears my grandmother's mother's mother passed down. Stories that come to me in the night from folks I don't know. Ain't got nothing to do with me except they know I know how to get a prayer through and a story straight. And I don't know everything, but I know that getting back to the basics is the best business at hand. I know we are nothing without each other. What does it matter all this good I have if heavy on your mind, so muddy you can't inhale longer than you blink? What good are fancy dresses and red-bottom shoes if they about to cut off her father's feet? I know sometimes the clouds get low. I know there are days I feel stuck in a mass of sadness and fear and anxiety. Sudoku my brain so math I forget the numbers to dial, but I know how to reach. I know how to be still. I know how to rock and sing. I know how to cry. I know how to remember how good God's been to me. I know how to wave hand. I know how to give thanks. I know how to close eyes. I know that clouds pass. I know ain't none of this easy, so I know how to give you me when clouds come to you. I know therapy sessions should be held at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, over grits and eggs, prayed over by a greasy hand man with a handkerchief in his pocket. I know that. I know food ain't free, but I know how to cut mine in four so we can all eat. I know it's up to me. I know it's up to you. I know I am learning how to forgive, and I know that forgiveness does not mean that the stories won't rise, but I know how to let them out. The same one by one way they got in there. I know that I am wonderful. I know that I forget how wonderful I am, but I know how to remember the next time I do. I know to open my eyes and to look right into you. Thank you, thank you. We on the rise as ancestors in the sky. We on the rise like ancestors in the sky. We on the rise like ancestors in the sky. We on the rise as ancestors in the skies. Ooh. They don't see us. They don't see us, never witness, but they hear us, have to feel us, in the breath, over death, in the ether, knoweth freer, know the deeper, see the seeker. Clear atmosphere, the astrosphere, know you fly, so fly to high. Come before, aerosaurs, time beyond, gene of eon. Planets claim, know thy name, know thyself, realize wealth. We on the rise as ancestors in the sky. We on the rise like ancestors in the skies. We on the rise as ancestors in the sky. We on the rise like ancestors in the skies. They think of slain. Spirit came, martyr fame, mob on main. Not insane, mental frame, justice flames, global reigns, nomad planes. Life remains, whisper saying, wise proclaim, make a shame, smoky fangs, tongue of flame, say our name, make our aim, show no lane, seek the same, message same, no more games, soda rain, we on the rise. As ancestors in the sky, we on the rise like ancestors in the skies. We on the rise as ancestors in the sky. We on the rise like ancestors in the skies.
Why is this world such a wicked place? Why is this world such a wicked place? Got my sister stuttering out lies to my face for money, hiding in bushes from bold-faced love. Why can't she see we can stand through this wind together? This world is wicked. Got my daddy coughing up bitterness between his life, between sentences, with the wife out in darkness searching for an echo of her son. Every home in every village has an altar, scanning a glow of bare blonde breasts, a celluloid sickness with no cure and calling it beauty. Every home in every village has an altar, scanning a glow to death's religion. Got people wanting cheekbones or something else to hold up their face, cause only cracks shine through the mirror. This world is wicked. Wicked this world is. I said wicked this world is. Someone, anyone, coulda, shoulda told me. One of you sitting out there coulda tapped me on my shoulder and said, watch what you're getting into. You coulda told me on the other side of the womb. You coulda said, read the talisman on the other side, the other ride, the other side, the other ride. It's wicked. Wicked this world is. Yes, it is. A soul looking for a home is a crime. Righteousness crucified. Beauty commercialized. Salvation for a fee silenced. Wicked this world is. Why? 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 Why?
So much. Hiro Morozumi on piano. Dirk Reclaw on percussion. Michael of Midres on bass. On jazz vocals. Dwight Tribble. On poetizing. JAHA ZAINABU. On poetizing, Paul CALDERON. On poetizing, AK TONEY. On poetizing, yours truly, Michael Datcher. Yo, go to theworldstage.org. Spread the love, spread the light, support the arts, support Black people. Peace to you. Peace to your family. Peace to this world. Oh!
It's all right. It's all, yeah, come on, y'all. How about Malcolm X Boulevard, y'all? Yeah! Ooh. Come on, we don't mean to hurt nobody. Yeah. Malcolm X. Well, Malcolm X, y'all. Malcolm X. Ooh. Oh!
Park. It said, there's hot and cool. Hot and cool. Yeah. S.Y. Soul folks. Right on, right on, right on, right on, right on. How about a hockey bamboo and a little bit of Seeker? Yeah, Seeker. Oh, Queen Amina. Well, Queen Amina. And the one and only Queen Barbara Morrison. Yeah, Barbara Morrison Performance Art Gallery, y'all. And Aziz. What about Fernando? Fernando Pullum. It's all going down right now here in Lamert Park, y'all. Yeah! It's all going down every single day in Lamert Park. What do you say about Chaos? Chaos Network. What do you say about Marla Gibbs and the Vision Theater? Ooh, it's going on, y'all. Right here in Lamert Park. Yeah. Oh, we talking about Billy Higgins. We talking about Kamal Daoud. Oh, it's going down right now here in Lamert Park. Ooh, yeah. Well, well. Well, well. Oh, oh. Yes, 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 yes. God bless y'all. Good night.
It really got to be some kind of nut. I can't use it. Trying to make it real compared to what? Come on, yeah. Come on, Nick. Woo!